They finally found the video. That video, they found the video. So, y'all know I had to come back and tell you what happened.
Let me see that again. I didn't get a good look at that.
Welcome back, Motivation Nation. Look at what we have here. So if you guys have been following this story, there's a part 1, there's a part 2, and then there's a final update. And this is what took place after the final update. So I will have parts 1, 2, and 3 in the description. So if you have missed it, you can get caught up. Otherwise, what she's talking about may not make sense to you. But for everybody that has been following this saga, this series, I think this is the last installment. So let's hear what she has to say.
I got fired, y'all. Oh. I got fired. They finally found the video. That video, they found the video. So, y'all know I had to come back and tell you what happened. 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks and 1 day, because today is June 16th, I posted that video on May 25th. 3 weeks later, my employer, they found the video. So I went into work today. Everything was very normal. I helped the finance department set up their check scanner. While I was doing that, I had a couple of the executives come over to me and they were asking for help with this or asking for help with that. And and it was like so busy that the finance guy that I was helping, he was like, "Oh wow, you're popular today." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know what's up with that." So I don't think anything of it. I'm just going about my merry little business. I have an interaction with my boss.
Getting that last little bit of work, working the dog boo-boo out of you before they let you go. Make sure all the work is done once they let you go. And I'm going to stop her right there because I said this in the last video. This is why you have to be extremely careful as far as helping, not necessarily helping, but giving information to people at the job that you truly do not know. Because now it has cost this young lady her job. And the other lady has moved on, has another job, and according to her, pays better, and has ghosted her. And she went on the internet and went viral trying to help a young lady that she didn't know, and it now backfired and it's costing her. So this is why I say, man, I am all for helping people, but make sure you know who it is that you are helping, so that you don't help them to your own detriment. But let me let her keep going.
A little bit strange, but not really. So what happened was, one of the executives asked if I could make his laptop a personal laptop and remove it from the domain of the company that I work for, that I'm contracted by. So I have to run it by my boss. And so I had to go and ask her for permission. She was like, "Oh yeah, he's an executive. He gets whatever he wants. Just go ahead and do it." But before I asked her, like when I knocked on her door, she looked up and she had this look on her face like she was irritated. You know, she had this look on her face. I couldn't quite place it, but it was just like a fleeting look. Once I started talking, she, changed her demeanor or whatever. And so she gave me the approval. I went, I did the laptop, I gave it to the executive, and that was that. Maybe like an hour later, she stopped.
When you knocked on her door, she was working on your paperwork to get you up out of there. That's why she was irritated. She was closing out everything that she needed to close out to get you out of there. That's what she was doing.
My office, and she was like, "Hey, did you get such and such situated?" And I said, "Yeah, he's good to go." And she was like, "Okay, thank you so much." And that was it. I would say like 30 minutes after that interaction, I went to go like look at my Slack messages or my email or something to follow up with a user, and I couldn't get in. My email wasn't working. Mm-hmm. My password wasn't working. Mm-hmm. And I immediately thought, okay, I'm being offboarded. This is me being offboarded. I'm like, shit, they found the video. So I'm cool, I'm calm, I'm collected. I'm like, okay, this is the day. My time is up, okay? The jig is up. So I leave, and when I leave, I call the company that I have the contract through, and I'm like, hey, I just want to know, am I being offboarded? And he's like, I don't know why you would be. I don't have any orders for you being off. Like, what? So he's like, let me check on that. I'll put a ticket in, and then I'll get back to you in the morning. And I was like, okay. And maybe like an hour later, I got a call from the guy who cuts my check. And he was like, hey, Tiffany, so I'm just going to get straight to the point. I got a call from the company, and I'm pretty sure you already know what this is about. They do not want you to come back to the site. And I said, is this about the TikTok videos? And he said, yes, this is 100% about the TikTok videos. So I'm thinking in my mind, I wonder who found out. Like, who was it that actually encountered the video? Was it my boss? I'm interested to see how all of that went down behind the scenes. Like,
Man, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the lady that you actually tried to help would have done this. I wouldn't be surprised. I just wouldn't be, because it could be her way of trying to get back at them and basically saying, I already knew that you guys were going to fire me anyway. See, I don't put anything past the person that you tried to help, especially after the behavior that you said that she displayed after you tried to reach out to her once the dust had settled. She didn't care anything about you. And you also said that she didn't try to seek any type of litigation, but you don't know if she had some type of a settlement through an arbitrator, and she may have given you up in there. So this is what I'm saying about being very cautious about helping people that you don't know, because her motives were selfish. She didn't care anything about you, and she didn't care anything about what happened to you. She only cared about herself. Now, I'm just speculating that lady may have had nothing to do with it, but I find it a little bit ironic and a little bit odd after the last video that you made, and now this video, you being fired. And you did go viral, but did you go that viral, or were they tipped off? And who were they tipped off by? Which is a question that you're asking, and I'm answering it saying I believe it's the lady that you helped. But I could be wrong. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Just let me know. I mean, it could be anybody. That's just my speculation, though.
want to know. If you're out there and you're watching this video and you work at the company, please let me know how it went down behind the scenes, because we got to know. The people want to know, okay? Also, the HR girl was not in the office today. I did notice. I don't know if she got fired for what happened, for what I said. I don't know why she would. I'm not sure. Or maybe she saw the video. Maybe she's the one who encountered the video and she didn't want to come to work today and face me. Or maybe whatever I said in the video, she was so perturbed by it that she called out. I don't know. But the HR girl was not there. My boss was there, and she was pleasant. She was pleasant enough. And so, yeah, that's how it all went down, you guys. So what's next for me? I guess I'm about to be a full-time content creator. So help your girl out. Hit the follow button. You know what time it is. Like, we're doing this full-time, okay? No, but honestly, I've always wanted to do content creation. I've always wanted to do content creation and take it seriously. So I guess this might be the push I needed. I've also been wanting to get into real estate. So if you know anybody in Georgia who can help your girl do some fix and flips, I really want to get into that domain, because obviously corporate America is not for me. So there you have it. For all of you naysayers and haters, your girl was finally caught. So yeah, I knew it was a possibility, so I'm not blindsided by this. I didn't have anybody to give me a heads up, unfortunately. How ironic is that? But yeah, that's the update. I got fired, y'all.
So it's a couple things as far as what she's talking about. I mean, the full-time content creator, but before I speak on that, let me speak on this. It's not a problem to have a social media and have a job, but the problem kicks in when you start to discuss things that are happening at your job, which would be considered information that's not necessarily readily available to the public and shouldn't be shared in the public that is actually true about your job on the internet, because you never know what video may or may not go viral. But if you're going to be on the internet, I would steer clear of anything that pertains to your job in any form or fashion. I wouldn't even talk about my job, and it would be better for people to feel as though you don't even have a job. The crux of my material would have absolutely nothing to do with my job. As far as you're concerned, unemployed full-time content creator, because you start to muddy the waters and you start to give out information that you should not be sharing. And yes, that's not information that you should be sharing with the general public as far as someone being fired. That the way that you shared that information with the public and you went viral and now it costed you your job, because that's not information that the company wants out. That's not information that you should be sharing. If you have a social media and you're talking about something completely different, that's fine, because there's no implication there. But now you're giving out things that could potentially get people in trouble, sued, or worse yet, somebody may try to retaliate against whoever they think did this to them, because that was their livelihood and they have no other way to make money. People are in a different mind frame nowadays, and so you have to be extremely careful with those type of things. And also, you broke a rule as far as tipping someone off and telling them in advance about something that was going to happen, that's not the way that they operated that company. So you were in the wrong for that, and so now I guess you're dealing with the consequences of it. The good news is you're upbeat about it, and you have a plan moving forward as far as being a full-time content creator. Well, and I have no problem with that. But the thing is, bills are going to be due, and that content creation full-time, the journey is difficult. It is definitely rewarding. You can definitely make money if you are monetized or become monetized, but it takes a lot of work, a lot of work. So, wish you the best of luck with that. Hopefully you learned from this scenario that took place as far as helping people that you don't know, and where it ends up costing you far more than you probably anticipated or wanted it to cost you. But I'm glad to see that you're now in good spirits. Glad to see that things are moving forward with you. Wish you nothing but the best. Hopefully everybody who watched this series did learn something from it. And I need you guys to jump down in the comments and let me know how you feel about this. I'm pretty sure this is a wrap up of this series. So I want to hear from you. Let me know, for all of you all that watch 1, 2, 3, and this one. How do you feel about what took place? What are your thoughts? Would you have done what she did? Or would you have minded your own business? I like to know. So, with that being said, that's it for this video. See you guys on the next one. Out.